Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me for another planty video. Today I'm going to be talking all about wishlist plants. I used to make videos about what was on my wish list at the moment, and I haven't done one in quite some time, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to dive into that. And I also did want to talk a little bit about just like the concept of wishlist plants, because plant prices and the capitalistic, materialistic aspect of collecting plants has been a hot topic lately. And yeah, I've just been thinking about it. Of course my camera's dying as soon as I start filming. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've just been thinking about it, and there's been things happening with plant prices and like weird things happening in plant groups, which I'm not going to go into. There's a lot of YouTubers that go more into depth with like aspects of the plant community. Plant Me Ashley is a good one. She has a lot of videos that kind of talk about that stuff if you're interested. But for me, I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents about just like where I'm at in my plant collecting journey. Okay, camera died, but we're back. So where I'm at is kind of just at a place where I don't feel like there's any plants that I really need. When I first got into plants, I felt a lot differently. Like I felt like I needed so many different plants, and my wish list was like so long, and I would spend so much time like looking for these plants, and my Google Calendar would be full of like notifications for different shop restocks. I would be on my computer, you know, refreshing until the launch, and I'm just not really at that place anymore. And I think that there's a couple different reasons for that. I think for one, I have a ton of plants. I have a lot of plants that I love. Like I'm really content with my collection right now. So I can understand like when you're just getting into plants, there's so many gorgeous plants and you want them all. Like I totally understand that. Number 2, I would say, is just like being overwhelmed with plant care. You know, every time you get a new plant, that's another plant that you have to care for, another plant that you have to repot, another plant that you have to water, and it does get overwhelming. Like I'm definitely hitting that point where I feel like I have too many plants and I'm gonna start downsizing. And because of that, I'm really fussy about the plants that I bring into my home. So I need to like absolutely love a plant if I'm gonna be bringing it into my home. So I think about it a lot, and I don't buy things right away. And I will think about like which plant can I let go of from my collection if I'm gonna bring another plant in. So I'm just like a lot more conscious of the size of my collection. And thirdly, I'm just really in like a stage in my life where I'm just saving money. Like I have to save money for my future. Like that's just where I'm at. I have to save money for to hopefully buy a house one day. I have to save money for my retirement. I have to save money just like for an emergency fund. I have to, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm 29 years old. I have like those adult responsibilities, especially being self-employed now. So I don't have all this excess money hanging around that I can, you know, drop $1,000, $500, even $100 on a plant whenever I feel like it. And so just like the whole money aspect ties into it a lot. I've invested a lot of money into my collection, obviously, and I'm just getting to a point where it's not where my priority is to put my money into right now. And that kind of ties into the next thing that I want to talk about, which is what I'm leaning towards instead of buying a lot of plants, and that is doing trades. So I'm really wanting to move towards just trading for a lot of the plants that I'm looking for. I know Caitlin from Plant Life in the Tropics, she just does trades now. I think for this year she was just doing trades, and I just think that that's so cool. And I really commend her, because it's definitely hard to not buy plants at all. I very rarely go plant shopping anymore, and I really miss it because it's so fun to do. But yeah, I'm just not really spending a lot of money on houseplants. I will say I'm in a privileged position because I do get plants gifted to me by companies. So I'm totally aware that I'm just like very lucky, so I don't have to always spend money to get new plants. But yeah, that's just like kind of how I've been feeling about it. And I've kind of been shifting to a mindset where I just really want to like upgrade my current collection. I want to focus on like getting cute pottery and, you know, giving my plants something to climb when they need something to climb, because those are the types of things that I put off when I'm just like focused on like what is the next cool plant that I can get. So yeah, I just really want to like, you know, cultivate the collection that I already have and just pour my love and energy into it, and that really does bring me so much joy. So yeah, I feel so good now when I repot my plants, because it's something that I put off a lot just because I have so many of them, and yeah, just bringing new ones in kind of like pulls the focus away from the ones that I already have. So I guess like the moral of the story is that I'm just being really intentional with the plants that I bring in now, and I'm totally okay with letting plants go. I've been selling plants, you know, trading plants, giving plants away. I'm just a lot less attached, I guess. I still love my plants very, very, very dearly, of course. It's my hobby and my job, and I love them so much, and new plants do bring me a lot of joy. But yeah, I don't know, I'm sure that some of you can relate out there. It's really easy to just get caught up in the materialistic side of collecting plants. You know, you see all these cool plants, these rare plants on Instagram, and you want them, but it's not always a wise decision to just like drop $300 on this plant, you know, when you have bills to pay and you could put in your savings and you could do whatever. I'm kind of feeling that way about everything in my life right now though. I'm like, oh, like, new clothes, don't really want to spend money on it, like that kind of stuff. I'm just like, I don't know, there's just, yeah, I don't know, it's so expensive to live now, so I really have to like prioritize where my funds are going. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of a bit of a tangent for this video. I just like, I don't know, something about making this wish list video just didn't sit entirely right with me, so I kind of just wanted to preface it with that, because I do have a lot of thoughts about it. So yeah, if you want me to talk more on any of these topics, I definitely can, but yeah, that I'm just gonna leave it at that for today, and I am going to talk about some plants that I have had my eye on. I don't even know if I would say have had my eye on, but plants, well, one of them I've definitely had my eye on, but plants that have caught my eye, that I would definitely want if I came across, and that I would love to have in my collection. I have it on my phone here. The first one on my list is Syngonium Macrophylum Frosted Hearts, and that is a plant that I have wanted for so long, and it's not like it's really unattainable. I just haven't pulled the trigger. I've seen them for sale in my area for around $100, and to me it's just a little more than I want to pay, so I'm just, you know, I'm just waiting basically for the one for me to show up, maybe through a trade or maybe through a Facebook group for like a reasonable price for a cutting or something like that. But yeah, I love them so much. Whenever I see other people's Syngonium Macrophylum Frosted Heart, I'm just like, so I love the growth pattern. I love how big the leaves get. I love like the patterning on the leaf. They're just so gorgeous to me. I don't have any large leaf Syngonium, so I would just be like so thrilled to get that one. I also do like the Syngonium Chia Pens, but I think that the Frosted Heart is the one that really has my heart. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna hold out until I can come across one of them. But yeah, I love that plant. That's definitely, if I had to pick like a top wish list plant right now, that is one that I have been wanting for quite a while. And it's definitely one that I've like looked up online multiple times to like check on prices and who has it in stock. I just haven't got it yet. The next one is one that has been on my wish list for quite some time, definitely over a year now, and it's one that the price is just still too high. I'm just not going to be spending the amount that they're going for. So I doubt that I will get this plant. I mean, maybe if, I don't know, some miraculous trade or something comes up in the future, but it is Philodendron Strawberry Shake. I still admire these plants all the time when I see people post them. They're so gorgeous. I love love the look of them. I love everything about them. I just think that they're so beautiful, but definitely just a little bit out of my reach. It is a plant that has remained on my wish list for quite some time now though, so I can definitely say that I 100% like it and want it, because it's not really like an impulse buy, like something that I really wanted at one time, but now I had just kind of forgotten about. No, I still love it. Every time I see a photo of it, I'm just like, oh damn, those are so beautiful. Next on my list is a Scindapsus actually, and I kind of like hummed and hawed of whether I was gonna put this in this video because it's definitely one that has piqued my interest for quite a while now. But I will say that my Scindapsus are kind of getting on my nerves these days. Like, I know that they're such great plants and they're so popular, but it drives me crazy when they just put out runners. Like, I don't know, all of my Scindapsus ends up doing that. They just end up, you know, skipping nodes or getting small leaves and just shooting out runners. And I guess they're just not getting enough light, but I don't know, it kind of gets on my nerves. Okay, so the Scindapsus that is on my wish list is the Scindapsus Silver Hero or Scindapsus Platinum. I think that they are either very similar or the same thing, I'm not sure, but it's basically the Scindapsus that is like completely silver. I think it's so gorgeous. You guys know that I have a soft spot for silver plants. I am obsessed. So that's definitely a Scindapsus that if I could get my hands on it one day, I definitely would. I would probably get that one and then kick my Argerias out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm for sure a sucker for plants that are very silver, very like blue toned. Yeah, I just think that they're gorgeous, and it's I kind of feel similarly about the Hoya Wilbur Graves or the Hoya Super Silver. Any of those like entirely silver Hoya, they're so gorgeous. I don't think I would ever get one of those either because they go for a pretty penny. Next on my list is a plant that I actually might be getting soon, and it is Philodendron Subhastatum. And it's so funny because the first few times that I saw this plant, it didn't really do anything for me. I was like, it's like kind of boring, like I don't get the hype. But then I started seeing them pop up a little bit more, and I don't know, I just fell in love with them. I think that they're so gorgeous with the purple undersides. Something about them is like so simple yet so stunning at the same time, and I don't know, I'm a sucker. Every time I see one now, I'm just like, ooh, I'd love to have one of those. It's so gorgeous. I honestly don't see them that often, and I don't know too much about the care. I'm assuming that they're pretty hardy since they're philodendron. But yeah, they've definitely caught my eye in the last few months, and I would totally scoop one up. Okay, next on my list is one that whenever I see it, I'm always like, oh my goodness, like I wish I would come across one of those. They're so gorgeous. They just look so beautiful in people's homes, and they can be like displayed and styled in different ways. And I've never come across one. I've never like seen one on Facebook even or anything. And that is the fern leaf cactus. I just think that they're so gorgeous. They are a type of jungle cactus. So in my mind, I envision the care to be similar to my rickrack cactus, and I love my rickrack. It's so easy, but such like a statement and so beautiful. I love it very much. So if it's anything like that, then I know I would love it, but I just love the look of the leaf. I love anything that looks like palmy or ferny but isn't a palm or fern is totally up my alley. I think that's why I love the Philodendron tortum so much, because it's hardier than those things, but it still gives like the same vibe. So yeah, I just think that they're so gorgeous. I would say that that one isn't like unattainable either. I'm sure if I set out to look for one, I could probably find one, but it just hasn't been meant to be yet. It hasn't really fallen into my lap, so I'm not too fussed. I will just wait, but if I ever have the chance to trade for one or get one for a reasonable price, then I would. And the last one is a bit of an honorable mention, because I'm not gonna say it's really on my wish list. It's just a plant that I've recently come across that I was like, holy crap, this is a beautiful plant. And I'm curious to know if you guys have heard about this or like seen it. I don't really see people posting about it really. I think it's still up in like the very expensive kind of, you know, not very common category, not very commercially available, and that is the Philodendron, oh gosh, what is it called? Philodendron White Anderson, or I've also seen them called Red Anderson, but then I read that that was incorrect and it's Philodendron White Anderson, but basically it's a cross between Philodendron Pink Princess and Philodendron White Knight. Somebody told me that I should get a Philodendron White Knight, I think, recently. They thought that I would really like it. I don't have one. I haven't had any of the like white variegated philodendron before, but this cross is just so beautiful. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a similar vibe to the Philodendron Strawberry Shake, but basically with the Philodendron White Anderson is the leaves come out like similar to the Pink Princess. They have the pink variegation and then the variegation fades to a white. So the new leaves will have the pink hue and then the older leaves will be white and green, similar to the White Knights. So I just came across this plant and I was like, holy crap, like this thing is so gorgeous. I mean, definitely not something I am probably going to have ever. Maybe, I mean, I guess I shouldn't, you know, never say never, but it's definitely one that I was like, wow, like that's really gorgeous. So I did want to mention it. If anyone has one, comment down below. I would love to hear what your experience has been, because I don't really know anything about them. Do they revert? Are they difficult to care for? I would love to hear your thoughts. I would also love to hear your thoughts about anything that I've talked about in this video, so leave me a comment down below. I know that this was a bit of a more like chill, laid back, chatty video. Let me know if you like that style, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Make sure you are subscribed for more planty content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!